please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody, so it's been a very, very busy day in the NHL today, as you can imagine, with the draft tomorrow and free agency coming up. A lot of things are happening, and I've tried to give each, trade and signing and everything their own individual video, but it is just too much. There's too much going on to give each individual thing an individual video. So I'm going to talk about pretty much most of what happened today in this video, other than what I already have done specific videos for in this news piece, and there's plenty to talk about for sure. One thing of note, the Devan Dubnyk deal does look like it's finally going to go through here at some point in the near future, so I will make that video public again when it actually does go through, if it does go through. It was a little early on that one before it was actually officially confirmed, and then it seemed like a sure thing, and then it just got held up and nothing was going on. But now Pierre LeBrun just tweeted that it looks like it is finally going to go through as expected. So as soon as it's official, I will make that video public again. But there's been a lot of other happenings as well, and I want to start with the most surprising thing that we've heard today, and that is Matt Niskanen is expected to retire. Where did that come from? Matt Niskanen, Philadelphia Flyers defenseman, is expected to retire now. LeBrun's talked about it. Elliot Friedman's talked about it. Apparently, he's informed the team that that's his decision. Really coming out of nowhere there with that retirement announcement. He's only 33 years old. It's not like he's 37 or 38. Niskanen is 33 years old. He had another year left on his contract at almost $6 million per year. But now it appears that that he doesn't want to play, and he's going to hang him up and retire from playing in the NHL. And I will never fault a player for retiring. I will never second guess or question a player from retiring. Players know what's best for them, and that they know what they want to do with their lives and their careers. And no one else on the outside knows what they're going through or how they feel or what they want to do. So I will never second guess him. I will never question it. I'm surprised by it. I think we're all surprised by it. It's not every day you see a 33-year-old with a year left on his contract who's still performing at a high level. He was a top pair defenseman for one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference this year in Philadelphia. It's not like he was a third pair guy or someone on the decline struggling in his career. It's not the case at all. Niskanen was a top pair guy this year, and he still had a year left on his deal. So it's certainly surprising, but I will never second guess it because only Matt Niskanen knows what's best for him and what he wants to do with his life. And apparently it appears that playing in the NHL is not what he wants to be doing right now. So this certainly changes things for the Philadelphia Flyers. It opens up almost $6 million in cap space for them, and it leaves a huge hole in their defense core. A huge hole in their defense core as far as, losing a top pair D-man who had played with Ivan Provorov for much of this season. So, what's good about it, though, is it opens up that cap space, and now I think Philadelphia is going to be in the market for a major move for a defenseman. I'm talking in on the Oliver Ekman-Larsson trade talks. I think they could certainly be in on that now. Possibly going after Alex Pietrangelo or Torrey Krug in free agency, two of the top D-men available in free agency this year. I think Philadelphia, if Niskanen does retire and is gone, I think Philly will be in on any of those kinds of moves to make a major move for a defenseman. So that could be a huge deal for them, without a doubt, and kind of completely changing the complexion of their offseason and the kind of moves that they are trying to make. But they have the cap space to do it. So if Niskanen does retire, cap won't be an issue, and they absolutely will have the room to do it and make a big-time move like that in the defenseman market. On top of the Niskanen retirement announcement, we've had some signings as well. Jason Spezza earlier this morning signed a one-year deal going back to the Toronto Maple Leafs for another season. Obviously, I think a really good depth move for them. Great veteran guy to have in the locker room. Has a ton of experience. He plays a fourth-line role now, but it's only $700K for one season. Solid move there for Toronto as far as their forward depth is concerned. Josh Brown, defenseman, just traded to the Ottawa Senators, signs with the Ottawa Senators on a 2-year deal worth $1.2 million per season. So Brown is a bottom pair, 7th type D-man, big physical guy. Had been in Florida before being traded to Ottawa. Now he is locked up by the Ottawa Senators for 2 years and will probably play on their bottom pair and play a regular shift for them. So solid defensive depth signing there for the Sens. Couple of signings by the Minnesota Wild. Nico Sturm, forward, has signed a 2-year deal worth $725,000 per season for over the 2 years. He's, again, young forward, depth forward, someone who's probably going to play a bottom 6 role for them. Cheap deal, obviously, but someone who can come in and play at the NHL level. And I believe that that is a one-way deal. So he's probably going to take Ryan Donato's roster spot, most likely, in that lineup, or Alex Galchenyuk's. Carson Soucy also signs with Minnesota. Now, this is a little bit of a bigger deal. Defenseman, 3-year deal worth $2.75 million per season. Soucy's 26 years old and coming off a very, very good season this year with Minnesota. I think he had 7 goals. He was a heavy plus player. He had a really, really good year for the Wild on their bottom pair. I think he's a really, really good bottom pair D-man and, someone that could maybe even become a middle pair type guy in the future. I like this deal a lot for Minnesota, and he's a really solid player to keep around. Sebastian Aho signs with the New York Islanders. Seems like a 2-year deal. TSN does not have a cap hit listed for that, so I'm not sure of the terms of that contract. But 2-year deal for Sebastian Aho. He's an organizational depth guy for the New York Islanders, defenseman for them. Plays mostly in the AHL. It's not a huge deal. But another depth piece there for the Islanders. And Justin Braun signed with Philadelphia. So Philadelphia looks like they're going to lose Matt Niskanen to retirement, but they are keeping Justin Braun around. I believe that was a 2-year deal as well at $1.8 million AAV. So he's another third pair D-man, kills a lot of penalties, more of a defensive defenseman, but a good depth guy to have. So a lot of depth moves here with these signings, but a good depth guy to have in Philadelphia. And a veteran guy as well who has been around the league for a long time. So that pretty much is the news for today. There's been a lot of signings, some trades. A lot is going on in the NHL right now. Draft is tomorrow, round 1. Obviously, rounds 2 through 7 will be on Wednesday. And then free agency opens up right away on Friday. So very, very busy week in the NHL. It was a very busy day in the NHL today. And that's kind of a capsule of the things that I have not talked about yet. Everything else that happened, the Donato trade, the Dubnyk trade, Jack Johnson being bought out, all of that got their own separate videos this morning. And those are up already. So if you want my thoughts on that, you can go check those out. But this is the rest of the news for today. If anything happens beyond what I've covered so far, it's going to have to wait till tomorrow. I've done a lot of videos today, and I'm going out tonight to my friend's house for Monday Night Football. So anything else that happens later tonight is going to have to wait until tomorrow. But I'll be back with more videos tomorrow, as well as a live stream for the first round of the NHL draft. So tomorrow will be a busy day as well. But with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, our donation link, merch store, and Patreon are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.